My journey through nursing school began in the fall of 2012 here at Worcester State University. My decision to come to Worcester State was influenced by many of the staff as well as the recruiter for Bay State Medical Center, which is where I started working as a CNA on an adult medical floor in 2012. During my 4 years here, I've had so many amazing opportunities to learn and grow. Sophomore year began, and so did the added stress and anxiety of knowing we had to maintain an 80 average in all our nursing courses. Sophomore year was where I began building the foundation of my nursing knowledge through fundamentals, lab, and the start of clinical. Then came junior year along with the mountain of textbooks. The stress seemed inevitable, with huge projects along with exams just about every other week and clinicals more often. This was also the year where I started feeling like a real nurse with the start of MedSurg Clinical. Junior year was definitely an emotionally draining and academically challenging year. However, I wouldn't be where I am today if I wasn't constantly being pushed out of my comfort zone to build upon my confidence, knowledge, and skills as a nurse. Spring semester of junior year, I caved and became a coffee addict. How I've come so far in nursing school without it, I have no idea. It was also during spring semester of junior year where I had the opportunity to head to El Salvador with my fellow nursing students. There, we worked with an organization called ASAPROSAR, which helped provide health services to some of the neediest families and communities in Santa Ana. It was such an incredible experience being able to experience another culture as well as work alongside the doctor and nurse as they diagnosed and treated patients without all the technology we have here in the United States. Finally, senior year is here, but the stress doesn't end, especially not with Dr. Carlson's 50-page case study looming over your head. This is definitely not something you want to procrastinate on unless you're like me and prefer to work under a deadline-induced panic. Clinically, senior year takes you into a psychiatric setting like the Worcester Recovery Center, as well as community settings such as the Refugee Assistance Program, as well as possible school settings for flu clinics. During this time, you also start preparing for your senior practicum by being asked to finalize your resume, cover letter, and clinical narrative you started over the summer. In addition, you fill out a clinical preference sheet with your preferred clinical site and specialty. Then, you sign up for mock interviews in groups of 3 so you can receive feedback from your peers as well as the instructor conducting the interview. Your portfolio is then submitted and you wait for what seems like an eternity. Some people hear back sooner than others, but that doesn't mean you're not getting a preceptorship. For my practicum, I was placed on 3 East, which is a medical teleunit at UMass Medical University campus. As the 200 hours came and went, I became more confident with telemetry, different procedures, and medications. I was also able to shadow an ICU nurse and became familiar with vents and neuro assessments. One piece of advice I have going into your preceptorship is to never be afraid to ask questions, because your preceptor doesn't know what you don't know, and this is your time to learn, so make the most of it. Lastly, as senior year winds down, I wouldn't have made it this far without the support of my family, friends, and of course my boyfriend for putting up with my stress during the last 4 years.
Shining like a lighthouse from the sea.